Don't want to get your animals out of my apartment, pay $1,500. So I'm living with 3 guys in this apartment near campus. One of my roommates, Josh, basically has his girlfriend Autumn living there full time even though she doesn't pay anything. I didn't really care because she actually cleaned the bathroom sometimes and bought toilet paper without us having to argue about it in the group chat for 3 days. Then one Thursday, she asks if she can watch 2 baby kittens for a week while her parents go on some cruise. Just a week. Her roommates at her own place apparently said no. I told her I get allergic around dogs, but I'd never been around cats, so maybe it'd be fine. Everyone agreed. 1 week. The kittens show up Friday night and they're tiny and honestly pretty cute. By Saturday afternoon, my eyes are watering so bad I can barely see my laptop screen. Sunday, I'm sneezing every 5 minutes. Monday, I realize this is actually serious. My face is puffy and I'm wheezing a little when I breathe. I take some Benadryl and it barely helps, but whatever. I said yes. 1 week. I can survive 1 week. Friday rolls around. The week is up. I get back from my shift at the campus bookstore and the kittens are still in a box by the TV. Autumn's sitting on the couch watching something on her phone. I'm like, hey, the week's done. When are the kittens leaving? She doesn't even look up. Oh, my mom extended her trip. They're staying another week. I just stood there. Another week. She didn't ask. Didn't even pretend to ask. I tell her no. We agreed on 1 week. I'm having a really bad reaction. They need to go. She gets this annoyed look and says her mom already left again and there's nowhere else for them to go. Then Tuesday happens. I come home and there's a dog in the apartment. Not a small dog either. Some kind of lab mix that immediately jumps on me. I'm already struggling to breathe from the cats and now there's this wet nose in my face. Josh comes out of his room and explains his mom fell and messed up her back pretty bad. She's in the hospital and can't take care of her dog, so he brought it here, just until she recovers. I lost it a little. I told him, dude, I'm literally allergic. I can barely function. Nobody asked me about any of this. The cats were supposed to be gone 3 days ago. Now there's a dog too? He got mad. Started yelling about how his mom is in the hospital and I'm worried about a dog. Called me selfish. Said I was being ridiculous. Autumn jumps in. Says she can't take the animals to her apartment because her roommates won't allow it. I'm like, yeah, no kidding, neither do I. But here we are. They both just stared at me like I was the problem. Like I was crazy for not wanting to live in a place that was actively making me sick. I grabbed my keys and left. Drove to the leasing office before I could even think about it. Walked in and told the lady at the desk we had 3 animals in our apartment and nobody paid the pet deposit. She pulled up our lease and her eyebrows went up. Said it's $500 per animal, and if we don't pay within a week, they'll start eviction paperwork. I asked her if she could maybe stop by and say neighbors complained about noise or something. Make it seem like it wasn't from us. She said she'd send someone tomorrow. The next day I came home and Autumn was crying on the couch. Like actual tears. She said the leasing office came by and said people complained about the animals and we never paid our deposits. They have until Friday to either pay $1,500 or get rid of all the animals. I put on my most shocked face. Said, wow, that's crazy. I wonder who complained. Josh was pissed. Kept saying it was ridiculous, that the neighbors were being petty, that his mom just got out of the hospital and now this. By Thursday, the animals were gone. Autumn took the kittens back to her parents' house and left them in the garage. Josh's mom's friend picked up the dog. Friday afternoon, I got a Venmo request from Josh for $500. The group chat blew up. He said since we all live here, we should split the pet fee. I replied, I'm allergic and told you guys to get them out. Why would I pay for animals I didn't want here? He called me every name he could think of. Said I had no empathy, that I didn't care about his mom being hurt. I just muted the group chat. I'm not paying for their mess. They had a whole week to figure it out before it cost them anything, and they called me crazy instead. The apartment's been quiet since then.